Alright, so Birdemic, right? This movie might be one of the worst movies ever filmed, ever released in this world, alright? First, I'm gonna talk about the intro. The intro section is almost 4 minutes long. I'm not even lying to you. It's just 4 minutes of just constant, I don't know. Just, is 4 minutes of the movie wasted? You could do 4 minutes of information or something, but no. They do 4 minutes of whatever this is. But 4 minutes of just the screen changing is crazy. This is one of the longest intro sections that I've ever seen. Besides probably the Amazing Spider-Man. Because I'm pretty sure it's one of the Spider-Man movies that has a really long intro. Alright, there's also a weird interaction in this movie. In a dining scene, this man runs out, talks to this girl. He's like, oh, I used to know you back in English class. Really? Yes, I don't remember you. They part ways. Like 5 seconds later, he runs up behind her talking about Natalie. I don't know why he just didn't do this from the jump. Talking about, oh, can I talk to you later on? Or something like that. Yes. And yeah, that's just a weird scene altogether, because why didn't he just do this from the jump? Right after that scene, they're talking about the population of the seagulls going down because they're hurting themselves, and the population of the polar bears are going down because the ice is melting, so they have to go up north because they can't find whatever they need to eat. And I don't think they pick up on this scene at all throughout the whole movie. I know they talk about the birds because, the birds are the whole point of the movie, but what is this point for? And then after this, they do some type of driving scene where it's 3 minutes of this man driving for whatever reason. He drives, puts in gas. This part is just filler. They could easily cut down this part of the whole entire movie. 3 minutes long, so they're just doing it to run up the runtime to make it an hour and 33 minutes. It's a waste of time. This doesn't need to be in a movie. The next thing is, the film looks horrendous. It looks like every single scene in this movie is filmed on a green screen because of the layer. When you're watching a 3D movie and you need 3D glasses and you take them off, this is what the movie looks like. Don't know why they did this. They shouldn't have put this movie out. I'm not gonna lie to you. As this man Rod somehow gets Natalie's number. They're in the same parking lot. He somehow gets her number. She's like, who's this? So this is evidence that she just didn't have his number. She never gave him her number. Unless she did give him the number in the beginning of the movie. I don't know, because audio is terrible in this movie, so I just didn't understand anything they were talking about. But, so he either, back in the day, back in high school, he either looked at her number whenever she wrote it down on a piece of paper and copied that number for number and then somehow saved it up to this very moment to call her. Or he's a stalker. It's not my words. It's in the movie. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna talk about is this awkward phone call between Natalie, this businesswoman, because Natalie's a model in the movie. You can tell that the phone call didn't happen at the same time because it's just chopped up. A piece of dialogue, pause, piece of dialogue, pause, so it's not seamless. You know how people talk, yeah, and then switch, yeah. No, it's like, yeah. It's alright. The basketball scene in this movie is so weird. Rod does 3 crossovers, shoots it. I'm pretty sure he airballed. He might have hit the backboard, but I'm pretty sure this man airballed. I do not know why this part's still in the movie. And then it cuts over, and it's like, oh, I'm so tired. Of course you're gonna be tired doing this. You're airballing. Like, they could have just kept reshooting until he made the shot. But no, they kept the shot of him airballing. I'm pretty sure that's the only basketball shot in the whole scene. Why did they leave the shot of him airballing? This is just bad. The audio quality is something else in this movie that is low. That's really, really bad. Sometimes it's mid-tier, so you can kind of understand what they're saying. And sometimes you just can't understand what they're saying at all, right? There's a scene where they're in a date or something, right? And she's you don't understand what she's saying. So she could be talking about some important dialogue that we need, some important information about the birds, something. But nah, she's you don't understand what she's saying. They could have just reshot this scene and had her talk. But no, they're talking on dollar she mics. It sounds like they're underwater, but 10 times worse. I want a piece of scrap metal. I don't know. I'm just gonna calm down. Just calm down. And the green screen and the dancing is also part of this movie that they should really just, I don't know. Because in the date scene, there's like a green screen effect. And I'm pretty sure that they shot this in 2 different scenes. The man is singing and they do close-up shots. So they obviously shoot this. Rod and Natalie are dancing and they have the green screen effect on them the whole time. Unless it's just a bad film production. They just in 2 different scenes. Why they did this, I don't know. They could have just had them shoot at the same time, same day, and had a better green screen. You could tell that they just put it over, edited in Photoshop or something right after. Because it's terrible, okay? It's terrible. They should have just cut this part out or something. After the date night, they go back to Rod's place and they do whatever they need to do because you know what I'm talking about. But there's a part of the scene that I cannot skip over. It's the feet. Somebody in the scene, I don't know if it's Rod or Natalie, they have some dirty feet. They didn't clean their feet before the scene, so you can see the blackness, the charcoal on the bottom of their feet. They should have really cleaned their feet before the scene if they were just gonna put it in the movie. It's distracting. It's really distracting. You can see the bottom of the nasty feet, alright? I'm sorry, I just had to get this out of the way. But the feet is so disgusting. It's black. It's everything. They should just clean it off before they shot the scene so it just wouldn't be a distraction in the movie. Because I was just sitting through this movie like, okay, this scene, alright. And I just saw that. It made me forget everything else in this movie. I just was just pinpointed on that one dirty feet. Okay? The dirty foot. The dirty foot should just... They should just cut it out, alright? They just cut it. Cut it. Alright. Now we're on the best part of the movie. The best part of the movie. They wake up and the birds start flying in. The best part. The whole reason why I watched this movie. The terrible bird scene. They start flying at caw. I love this part. I love this part so much because they just start flying and caw. You can tell these paper thin birds are just sitting on the back of the screen because they're in front of They're in front of the apartment, right? Caw. Pay their paper thin. They look like they were made by third graders. I love this scene so much because it's the main reason why I watch this movie. Don't ever watch this movie in your life, alright? I love it. I loved watching it. I love sitting through this movie. Every single minute of it. The acting timing. I'm not even gonna lie. When Rod and Natalie were talking, they were talking, but they seemed like they were shot in two different periods, even though they were in the same room. It was like, hey Natalie, how are you doing? Pause. I'm doing very well. How about you? I'm doing really good. Did you see the birds yesterday? It's just that bad. They should have just, or reshoot the scene so it just wouldn't be this distracting. There's a reason why, you know what, I'm just gonna talk about this later on in this movie. After this, they run to the neighbors. Oh my gosh, did you see the bird attack? Yes, we did. And they run outside talking about, we need to run to the van because I forgot my keys. And the birds start flying out, they get clothes hangers, they start swinging them around. We're gonna talk about the audio quality in this scene. They're talking while the birds are going around, but they put in a sound effect where the birds are cawing, and they have these Dollar Tree scrap metal mics in the background, so I can't understand what they're saying. So it's like, that's how it sounds. Just invest in better mics so we can understand what they're saying, because I don't know if they're bringing out important dialogue or not, because I think I had captions on, but the captions were like 10 seconds ahead, so I don't even know what they're saying. I wasn't even going to go back and bother. So Natalie and the neighbor girl, they're both in like some type of wheat or something in the grass, and the bird attacks the girl, and Natalie starts shooting her gun, and the girl is gone. But you cannot tell me Natalie's aim was spot on, because she hit the bird, but I'm pretty sure she hit the girl too. She tries to run back and talk to Rod, and the neighbor talking about, oh my gosh, the bird attacked the girl, I had nothing to do. No, if you saw the way she held that gun and she shot it, you cannot tell me that she hit every single bullet. I'm pretty sure she hit the girl in the face, and she's trying to frame the bird. That bird did not take the girl out that quick. She just started shooting. She didn't even know she was shooting that. She was just started shooting, and she probably hit the girl because the girl would not be going that quick. I think she headshotted her. I know there's no bullet mark, but I'm pretty sure she hit her. Natalie, I found you. I caught you. You think nobody saw this happen? I saw you. The sound effects and visuals in this movie are terrible. When they're shooting their weapons, you can tell that they probably got it from an external source because of how bad the shooting sounds. And the flash in the front of the gun, it looks like a third grader put that on there. They should have just quit. They should just quit. They should just had him throw around like rocks or something. I'm pretty sure they talk during the scene too, and the sounds of the shooting is way louder than the sound of them talking. Why do they do this? Why do they do this? Huh? I don't know why they do this in this movie, but they're making me mad. They made 2 more movies, so I gotta watch them. Alright, I gotta watch them. So after the birds attack the girl, I just skipped through the movie, alright? And Natalie, she somehow found kids. Tell me why. In the car when they're talking, the audio is still terrible. They're in a enclosed space. The audio is trash. I don't understand what they're saying. The end of the movie, the birds fly away into the sunset, and they walk out the car talking about, oh my gosh, the birds are gone. And they just stand there watching it, and they still talk, and I can't understand what they're saying. So, yes, they made 2 more movies, and this is the reason why this movie has a 1.7 rating on IMDb. It should really have a lower rating, but the CGI, the bad CGI scene probably upped the rating from a 0.5 to a 1.7. I'm gonna watch the other 2 movies. I'm probably gonna rewatch this movie so I can really get the grasp again. I will make a video on the rest of the movies. If y'all are wanting to watch this movie, I would really recommend it if you liked the movie Cats, alright? If you like the musical, the Cats musical movie, this is a better movie than that. So, I will tell you to watch this movie. Everybody else, do not watch this movie, alright? This movie is 1 hour and 33 minutes that could really just be cut down to 30 minutes because the movie could have ended in 1 hour and there was already 30 minutes of filler for this movie that they could have just cut out. The audio quality was terrible, so I didn't understand what they were saying. I don't know what happens. I'm about to get off, alright? This is the end of the movie. I am off, alright? I love doing this. I loved sitting through this 1 hour and 33 minutes. I didn't even sit through the whole movie.